Hi everyone, it's Michele from Scrap Secrets and welcome to another Sketch Sunday video. Yes, I know it's not Sunday, but I am finally feeling a little bit better and I wanted to do this week's sketch challenge, so I thought that I would videotape it. But first I want to show you guys the card that my niece Nora made for me. So cute. She did this all herself, she said, and she used some of the supplies that I gave her for Christmas. I put a kit together for all three of the girls. And this is the card here. It's made out of construction paper, and she used her kid scissors, which she found like safety scissors at my sister's house when we were there for Christmas that the twins have, and has been talking about kid scissors that Brooklyn and Madeline have like non-stop. So she cut this heart out for me and then drew another one and then cut that out, and she glued them on all by herself, and then she wrote "Love, Nora," and then on the back of it she put two little frozen stickers. Those are from the sticker books that I got her for Christmas, and then a sun stamp that I got her for Christmas, and then my brother wrote 2019 on there. And then she used some washi tape, super clever, as regular tape to give me the gummy bears. So it also came with a Hershey Kiss, which I already ate. And real quick, my sister-in-law told me that there were more Hershey Kisses and Nora wanted to share them with me. So she ate a couple of them before I got over. So we did share them, and I just didn't know about it. But anyway, I thought that was super adorable. So thank you, Nora. That was so cute. I love when the girls love to craft. So anyway, let's get on to the sketch for this week. So I want to show you guys. The sketch is right here real quick. This is just MFT Sketch for this week. Really, really simple. And this is the card that we're going to make. Very clean and simple, which is not typically my style. So I wanted to try this out, and it was fairly easy to make. I'll walk you through the supplies that I used. This is also part of the color challenge that MFT has this week. There are 4 different colors, and they're on their challenge website. I think those go up every Wednesday or Thursday. In addition to the sketch challenge. So this is the sketch, and then I also use the colors for this week. And I know one of them is Red Hot, and then it's not Grout Gray, it's something else that's very similar to that, and I didn't have that color, so I used a Hero Arts color. So let me just walk you through this before I just keep talking and rambling on. So I already cut the card base. This was 8.5 by 5.5. So I scored it down the middle at 4.25, so it's now 4.25 by 5.5. And then I cut a piece of white cardstock, and I think the white in this sketch is Sweet Tooth. So there's 2 reds and then 2 white and a gray. So the white is Sweet Tooth. Now I don't have any of this color MFT cardstock, so I just used the closest thing that I had to it. So we are actually going to be using some of our MISTI Creative Corners today, which today's the first day I've ever used it. So I have this one right here, if you can see it, and I'm just using it so that I can place the paper on the outside, like line it up. And then I'm going to use my Sweet Petunia magnet to put that down. And then we are going to use a congrats circle. Oops, sorry. From the Hooray stamp set from Concord and 9th. It's right here. So I'm going to, let's turn this upside down so you guys can see it, so it's the right way, because it's not that hard. This design is not that difficult to do upside down. So we're going to kind of put it toward, the other one I did a little bit towards the bottom, and I want to try to center it as best as I can. I didn't do a great job of centering it last time, but that's okay. They're handmade, they're not supposed to be perfect. So what's nice about this is now that the paper lifts up, I can just actually slip the paper back into here, and it's exactly where it should have been. So, I mean, I can use extra magnets to hold it down. So we are going to, let me just make sure that that's not upside down. Okay, I am going to use Hero Arts Shadow Ink in Soft Granite for the gray color. It went very well with the color cardstock that I had chosen. So this ink is since it's the shadow ink, it dries back a little bit darker and not as splotchy as it initially appears to. When I first did it, I was like, oh, you could see the lines in the stamp that are on there. Let's see if this is the way. Yeah, you can see like it looks like hash marks, and you can see on there. Yeah, so it doesn't come out really pretty the first time. And if you left that, that would dry back more solid, but I like to double and triple stamp this one. I think the last time I did 4 or 5 stampings of it, because it was the first time I ever used this stamp. So we're just going to keep going until, see, it has like it's getting darker in places, and it'll start to dry back darker and go more solid. And then after a couple stamps, you'll see that it gets really, really nice and solid. You can see after I do the stamp, I will show you that it really is nice and solid. Now, I'm not putting huge pressure on this. I'm just kind of rubbing my hands over it. You don't have to do compressions on it. I know some people do that. You don't have to. Okay, we'll do one more stamping. And as you can see, I'll show you like this one, that's how that dried. And then I'll show you this stamp set, this stamped image. It looks a lot darker. If you look at this, and then you look at this, this is the same exact ink. So it will dry back slightly lighter. This is, I mean, that's a pretty big difference. I'm gonna stamp it one more time because like right in the middle of the end doesn't look like I got to it. And I actually, I just like inked up one part of it, and you could see a huge difference between where I didn't ink the stamp up and where I did that last time. So, okay. So there we go. So I'm going to let this dry back, and it's, like I said, it's going to dry a lot lighter than this. So I'm going to wipe off the stamp. I'm using my Norwex cloth. And then this stamp is from another Concord and 9th stamp set, which I can't find right now. It is one of the Valentine's Day ones. Stuck to this. It is the Little Loves Tags stamp set, which is right here. This is one of the newer ones, and I just thought this was so cute next to that, next to the circle, because if you notice there was like a little banner piece going back by it. So I'm just going to line this up as close to the circle, but not touching the circle as possible. I'm going to line that up and then make sure the hearts are going in the right direction. And then the color that I used, which I felt like this was the closest one that I had, was Chili Powder by MFT. Just put this in here, and then so I only have to ink up the one side of the stamp because not everything is going to make it onto the paper. So again, not real hard compressions, just kind of running my fingers over top of the image. Okay, and there's little lines in some of these, so I think that I want to try to stamp it again. And we'll stamp that down. I hope that everybody is going to be okay this week. I know that we're supposed to get snow, which stinks. I have people coming in from Boston and from Chicago. Of course, the day that it's supposed to snow, and it's supposed to snow right in the middle of our my presentation. So I'm hoping that this weather isn't as bad as they say it's going to be over here on the East Coast. So I hope that you guys are all getting prepped for it. I know one of our weather people was saying that, you know, he's like, make plans now for Wednesday, which doesn't really make me happy because everyone's flying in Tuesday night. So don't know if they're all going to be able to get in. I don't know what the weather is supposed to be like from Boston and from Chicago. So I guess we will see. So now I kind of want to just switch. So what you can do is move this to a different corner. You can move it upside down. I could take this and I could do this and I could do it upside down, which might be what I want to do. So let me do this and then I'll turn it right side up so you guys will be able to see it. And then I just want to make sure the hearts are in the right place. And then I just want to make sure that it's like as close to touching but not actually touching the circle as possible. So So sorry, I hope my head's not getting in the way. So I did have some that the ink didn't come off of, so just seeing which side to ink up. So hopefully this is in the right place. There we go. And I just have to ink that like next row up just a little bit because some of it's actually like hanging off the edge. Some of those hearts may stamp just a teeny tiny bit. I just didn't ink that up enough. Okay, there we go. Super cute. So again, these will dry back a little bit lighter. If you look and see the difference between the two of them, this is much darker, this is much lighter. You can see the circle, excuse me, is getting much lighter now. So just going to wipe off these hearts, and then we will move on to the next step. So this is the closest to the red hot that I had. So what I want to do is I want to use this Martha Stewart punch, and I'm going to turn, I always turn them upside down so I can see where I am punching them out at. And then we are going to be using a crown from that same Hooray stamp set. It's right here. My sister-in-law is actually due next week, but she's thinking that she's going to have the baby possibly like this coming weekend. So this is not the colors of the card that I would have done if this wasn't a challenge. It would be similar, it would be gray and pink, but I think I might do this in gray and pink, but I wanted to do the color challenge ones. So we will do this. And then this is just a little cute little crown, and I'm going to use the same color gray for this crown. I think that's in the middle. These little pieces are so hard. It's really hard to line them up. Okay, so we're going to use, this is the Hero Arts Soft Granite ink. Again, the same one. It's the shadow ink in soft granite. And I think I stamped this one last time like twice. And I know I said about 10 minutes. If you're not filming, it probably will take you a shorter amount of time to do this. I feel like with filming, it's always a little bit harder, and it always feels like it takes a little bit longer to make the cards. So I'm going to wipe this off, because it's been about 10 minutes now that I've been working on the card. So we have this piece. I'm going to place that off to the side, and then I have a piece of cardstock that I cut out from a, I believe this was from a Simon Says stamp set, a baby set. It's just either that or it's an MFT set. This actually might have been the MFT set, one of the baby sets. And it's just a plain star. You could use a star. You could, since we did hearts, a heart would probably be an awesome one to use. And so all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my Zig 2A glue pen, which I need another one. This one is running out of ink. It's starting to not be blue anymore. It's starting to, the color's fading, which means that I need a new one. So we're going to put this down on here. The reason that I am using that and not my ATG, which I normally would use my ATG, but my ATG guns are both empty right now, and I didn't feel like refilling them. And then I put the star kind of up here, and then the crown here, because the smaller image was to the left, and then the crown was to the right. So just put those down. And again, this is totally not my style, this clean and simple, that it's really, there's nothing on the background, there's not very much going on besides the main images. It's, to me, it feels a little bit weird to not have anything else. Like, I feel like it's a little bit naked, but I do really like it. I love when people make clean and simple cards, and I always think, like, could I do that? Can I actually do that? And I guess I can. So this is the card. Here's the original. Again, these colors will dry back a little bit lighter than this. So this is the original one. I actually think I like the original one just a little bit better. I think they're basically the same. I think I just like it with the lighter color, which this one eventually will dry back to. So that was a really, really simple, clean and simple card. Hope you guys enjoyed it and enjoyed me going out of my comfort zone a little bit to do something a little bit different. So if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video. Bye!